What's up, fuckos? It's Type QQ. It's Sine Mora. And yeah, let's check it out. I played a little bit of Sine Mora before. I don't think I've played the fullest, or rather, all the way through. I don't think I played the full gaming experience. But with Sine Mora Ex coming out in like just about maybe a week's time or so, I figured, hey, let's take another look at the game, play through it in story mode. I mean, we're gonna play story mode, but we're not gonna spend more than 5 seconds blasting through all this useless nonsense. Sina Mora, yes, sometimes a swear word or phrase in the shmup landscape in the sort of universe of bullet hells and shoot 'em ups. It's kind of a decisive game, or rather, divisive game rather, where you either love it or you hate it. I suppose that's not really true, but I suppose there's a lot to like and a lot to not like. You know, I'm sort of in the middle. There's the game looks good, and then my kind of compliments kind of end there. There's something about it, kind of like when people call things Euro shmups. That sort of qualities here as well, where like every stinking enemy has a life bar. There's a lot of extra nonsense going on, and just yeah, a lot of dialogue, a lot of storyline. It's like, just let me fucking shoot something, let me kill something. Um, yeah, but I don't think it's a terrible game either. On the flip side of that, I think it's an okay game. I think when people say it's the best shmup ever, I think they're high on their own farts. But again, I think people who are maybe being a little too overly critical when they say it's a steaming hunk of garbage. I would say it's maybe it's a bronze trophy with a turd inside of it. I think that's Sine Mora to me, where it's there's something not right about it, but even if it was right about it, it wouldn't be a god tier game. We do have a bullet speed mode, and I should first explain this, I suppose, mansplain this, I suppose, is that the whole game kind of revolves around a sort of time of correcting time or establishing time in the storyline, as well as accomplishing tasks within a time frame, and that's what you see up top there with the sort of time kicking down. You can get these sort of purple bubbles to extend time, as well as you can kind of kill enemies. Kill enemies kind of extends time as well for some particular reason. But that's kind of it. You don't really have a life bar. You just, you just run out of time if you fuck around too much. Which exactly we do not have. We zip through all this useless storyline. I wonder. I mean, I'm sure there's some huge Sine Mora fans out there that love the storyline, but it's never caught me. Hasn't even yanked one pube on me. I could give two fucks less. Sometimes these big, broad, like, war dramas just fly over my head, and I just have that sort of 1,000-mile stare where I just, like, I can't get into it, I think maybe sometimes, like, Gundam is an exception. I think some of the Gundam series are pretty amazing when it comes to, the sort of political drama with a lot of action. This game does not fall in that same category. I think shmup stuff in particular. I think there's, it really plays into your sense of action, speed, flow. And once I'm in the mood of playing the shmup, I don't really want to dilly-dally with anything else. And of course the storyline's important, I think. But I think it, sometimes, you see it and you hear it a lot of times when you're talking about game development. You rather show than tell. And, a cutscene here, 2 minutes of dialogue there, a graphical glitch there, I don't know. I could give fucks about this, any of these characters. That's why we just zip right through them. Pretty cool little Pretty cool spider boss, if I can say two friggin' words without stuttering. Jesus Christ. And you can tell where the hitboxes are with things that are kind of flashing with those diagonal lines. However, you know, what your hitbox is on your ship, I think it's the whole ship, which is something I'm like, ugh, come on now. Alright, fresh out of bullet time, that's gonna suck. But I would say my biggest criticism of this game, and I will come to it eventually, is that you don't quite know until it happens when something in the background is now in the foreground. Like I just hate that sort of like busyness bullshit, where you know you'll see something in the background and you don't know if it's interactive or not, I suppose, or when it's going to be interactive. There's no real indication of when things kind of approach this sort of 2D plane that we actually play on. But you know, the game is very ambitious, you know, and it's done by Grasshopper, which does a lot of great Suda 51 games that I do enjoy. You know, Killer 7. Killer 7 is one of my favorite like first-person shooters ever. Had a great time. Had a great time and a lot of great memories on the GameCube playing that. There we go. The spider, after begging to die, gets killed, and time mass has been stabilized. And yeah, now we're underground with another character. You know, and it's just kind of like it's everywhere. It's friggin' everywhere. I get it, War Epic. Oh, this is some of what I'm saying that background or foreground, who the fuck knows, right? So there's mines everywhere. Pretty neat, but which ones are in the background, which ones are in the foreground, which one to dodge? I don't know, you tell me. But, you know, Sine Mora EX is coming out. It's not a sequel per se, as it is a complete remake. Yeah, I hope to see some changes that you know fans of the series have been critical about. You know, the options in particular are excruciatingly like barren. You know, it's pretty much full screen at a certain resolution, or go fuck yourself. I don't believe you can actually change key binding as well. There's a few different methods of playing it with your keyboard, and you have to stick to one. Like for example, what the setup is that I'm using in this video is, you know, of course, arrow keys for movement, but then like ASD to fire, use your sub weapon, and for bullet time. I mean, it's not absurd or anything, but you know, anyone who knows anything about shmups on the keyboard always knows it's Z, X, and C. And it's, you know, sure, it's just bottom row compared to the middle row, who cares? But like the option to just kind of put it where it traditionally isn't in the game. So I am, Sine Mora EX isn't necessarily on my like boner list of things that I need to buy or I'm going to cry tonight. But it's certainly on my radar. I'm waiting. I'm really hoping it comes out and it's got rave reviews and everyone loves it. But yeah, that's one of the games that I'm kind of cautiously curious about. I hope it's really great because it is a good-looking game. Like when it comes to your sort of like, you know, cool little like fantasy World War II ship versus giant absurd mechs and stuff. You know, this game is pretty much it. You know, and You know, although I don't particularly care for the time mechanic that much, you know, it's interesting enough to make it its own, personality. Tons of bosses though. As I fiddle with my microphone. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Sine Mora in the comments. I'm sure if you're anyone who's played any shoot 'em up game, you do have an opinion of this game. It's one of those games that was created, or developed. Um, I think with not a lot of um, traditional design in mind, and I think because of it, it kind of rubbed people the wrong way. You can actually go into the options and turn the life bars off. But in a way, I'm kind of like, does everything need a fucking life bar? Does everything need a bazillion hits to get killed, to die? And I understand, you have your firepower stacked there. And the idea is to load that up or, like, level that up. But, kind of like I'm saying, it's a bronze trophy with, like, a single turd nugget inside of it. Yeah, weird sort of cutscene now. Like you defeat one side of the boss, and now it slowly moves to the other. And now you have all these depth charges you need to take care of. It's peculiar. It's very peculiar. It either strikes you right in your mommy daddy button, it just doesn't. But you know what really sucks, and it's completely outside the point of this? Getting old, especially if you have any viewers that are like 30 plus in age. You know what I mean. Like today, I am struggling with a fucking bruised and swollen ankle that has kind of like crippled my lazy ass to hobble all goddamn day. What do you think I did to deserve this? Did you guess nothing? Because that's correct. I woke up with it. That's just how old works. That's how age works. Sometimes you just wake up from your fight club, I guess, and your stupor, and you have a swollen, fucking broken ankle. I mean, it's not broken, let's be honest, but but yeah, it fucking hurts, And anyone with any sort of like ankle injury where you have to fucking walk on it knows it sucks kind of much. Our grade E for excellent. I'll take it. So that's stage 1, going into stage 2. I guess we're done doing whatever we were doing there, and now we're doing this. But yeah, I've been strapping ice packs to my ankle to reverse the damage I did doing nothing. Sometimes body parts just fail. I guess that's life as well. Eventually it just becomes catastrophic and nothing ice packs can do to help. But yeah, I woke up like, man, I'm not sleeping very well. Why is that? Oh, because I can't get comfortable because of my ankle. But why is that? Because it's like, that sort of bone, that your ankle bone off the side, that sort of joint bone, fucking swollen. Like 4 times as much as my other side. I was like, what the fuck? So I've been rocking, a fair amount of aspirin for the day, and Jesus Christ, being old sucks. Not to mention I'm a proud new dad, with almost a 4-week-old young lad, and he don't give a 2 fucks whether or not I have to hobble to get him this stuff or not. He don't give a shit. He's like, you're gonna get my bottle and you're gonna burn me, and I do not care how much pain you're in, and I don't blame him really. Going against this big sort of battleship here with 5,000 different sort of hitboxes on it. On to another big sort of mini boss with 1,000 hitboxes on it. With a cutscene of missiles and dialogue, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it doesn't take you too many playthroughs to be like, yeah, this is. I can understand why you know, people are not into this game. It looks good, which is even more bizarre, you know. You know, they spent all this time on character design and graphics and, you know, and story, and it's kind of like nobody gives a shit, you know. Just make the game fun. Just make it mechanically sound. Just make it seem like it's not confusing what's in the background, what's in the foreground, and whether or not I can get hit by a bullet pattern or not. That's what it's at. And I think it kind of fails at that point, you know. Yeah, this whole sort of corkscrew thing. That was just all a movie thing. So much cut scenes and stuff. My God. Oh yeah, here it is. They're in the background. They're still in the background. Now they're in the foreground. I don't know. I like the game still. I have properly shit on this game for the last like 15 minutes. But it's not that I don't hate the game. It's just you know, it could have been a contender. It could have been so much more. It really could have been that sort of like, you know, that perfect boner game, I think, you know. It really could have been really cool. But I don't know. It just seems like it's, you know, it just kind of misses things. So, yeah. So overall, that's why I'm excited about Sine Mora Ex. Maybe it's a sort of return to basics. Maybe it's a sort of fine-tuning of mechanics. I'll be interested to see.
Durák! Maradjatok le! A barlangot előtt ki kell takarítani!
I mean, why did it have to stop? Why did the level have to stop to do that? Just put it over the level. Put it in the corner and just have it autoplay. You know, can the pilots of the ship not talk and shoot at the same time? Why is it not in the corner semi-transparent and just talking while the level's going on, like that last particular level? Why did it have to stop? This game's like this game sometimes. Some interesting, like, toxic worm bad guys here. But overall, nothing too wild and insane if you give them enough distance. See, this is sort of what I mean. It's transparent, low and fucking large as hell, but you know the level's still continuing, or at least did for a moment. Hyper Guardian Train.
Ito, húzd el onnan! Amilyen gyorsan csak lehet! Ito! Urak, mi történik? Szent Vigortomból rettenetesen rossz a vétel. Urak, az átjáró tiszta kísért át a hordát. Én lefoglalom az őrszerelvényt. Kezdjétek meg a dokkolást!
See, I would argue there are ways you can make something like this seem exciting and cinematic without tons of staging. It seems like everything needs an entrance. Everything needs like this sort of climactic sort of movie scene that I actually think it works against it. You know, if we have to see 20 minutes of the sort of the train, you know, after a while in that movie scene, I'm no longer interested in seeing the train anymore. I'm ready to fight. You know, I want to shoot this thing apart. You know, it's just sort of, I think some of the things that they really try to do in this game kind of work against themselves in my opinion, at least. You know, like why are we just sitting here looking at this giant cannon? Like, I wonder if it's gonna fire it in my face. Do it! Yeah, you should have done it 20 seconds ago. Like like it doesn't take me too long in my lizard brain to understand there's a big fucking cannon there. We don't need to stand there and be like, shit, you really ought to take care of that big fucking cannon. We're just getting like fucking annihilated as well. We're gonna get another E rank, I am sure. But you know what? I'm not entirely hurt by it, really. Considering we have a fucking enormous hitbox. There we go. All that sort of pomp and circumstance and killed the thing in like fucking 3 seconds, you know? Got real close in our time there for a moment. Jesus Christ. Did that need a movie scene? Boom! Time mass stabilized. Brown mass stabilized. More like it, right? But that's the first 2 levels. We're going to be playing more of it, I'm sure. Yeah, up until Sina Mora Ex. But do leave a comment below whether or not you like to see more of this. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that stuff, and we'll come back and play some more later.